I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call to quits.
Saludos and welcome, wrestling fans. I am Adolfo, the Nerdy Puerto Rican, and I am joined here with...
Me, I'm Alice. Hi.
And we are here as your collision team for the Bi-Conics, and we are going to go over the premiere episode of AEW Collision, which aired tonight on TNT at 8 p.m., and we got to watch the whole thing. And we're going to give you our quick views and thoughts on the match, on the matches, and we'll go from there. Just a little bit of a heads up. Both Alice and I, we are actually rather new to AEW wrestling. I am a old wrestling fan that is just getting back into wrestling. So a lot of faces are still brand new to me. So I might stumble over a lot of names and whatnot. And then, Alice, would you like to give your wrestling history?
Sure. I'm brandy new to the wrestling scene. So enjoy. I have a lot of like performance history and stuff, so I respect that, and I have a lot of information and background regarding that. But I'm here for the plebeian perspective, the brandy new to wrestling.
Yeah, we're both here with the plebeian perspective, so maybe that's what we'll call this from here on out.
The plebeian perspective.
The plebeian perspective. So why don't you drop a note in the comments down there and let us know what you think about that. But let's get right into AEW Collision. One of the big chatters leading up to Collision was CM Punk's big return. For a quick history, CM Punk has been out for 9 months. Apparently with a torn tricep. However, the last match that he was at, trying not to get into like all the rumors and whatnot, but the last match that he wrestled at, apparently the one that he got injured, he did get into an altercation backstage with some of the other wrestlers, and might have gotten suspended, might not have gotten suspended. But there was a lot of bad blood floating around, which also led to him being out for the past 9 months. But tonight was his big return back to AEW, and that is what led Collision off. Collision was being filmed in Chicago, which is CM Punk's hometown, and it was you know what? It was a good promo. He really got the crowd into it. You know, when he came out, he had some great crowd energy. CM Punk has always been really good on the mic, and has always had a good promo presence. You know, I was not worried about that in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, it was good. And I mean that was it. It was, like it. To be perfectly honest, it wasn't. He didn't challenge anyone tonight, like some promos where people challenge other people. Got the fans really on their feet and walked off, and that took us straight into the first match. And the first match was, in my opinion, a good match because it's two big men slapping man meet together. And that was Wardlow versus...
That was a choice of words.
That's the profession.
All right.
Because the men are slapping the man meat. So, but yeah, so it was Wardlow versus Luchasaurus for the TNT Championship. In my opinion, for most of the match, it looked like Wardlow had the upper hand on Luchasaurus. The match...
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree.
Okay, go ahead.
I thought it was clear from the beginning that our luchador was going to be the winner.
Really?
I did. I thought that was very clear. And it was good writing. It was like he put up a good fight, but I thought that there was no way he was going to win.
Okay. All right. Okay. The way I saw it was, Wardlow had some good hits early on, and he looked like he was, at least to me, he looked like he was in control. He was more offensive throughout the match than Luchasaurus. But the match did come down to Christian on the outside, grabbing the camera and smashing Wardlow in the head and knocking Wardlow out, and Luchasaurus got the pin because of that.
I think, too, my perception of the luchador is that like he spent a lot of time on the mat, and I felt like that was sort of like leading this guy into like a false sense of security.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm so hurt. My head hurts.
Yeah.
I need a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Where, his crony outside of the ring, was good at drawing attention, right? Where he like picked up the chair and he was all like, so I thought that was entertaining, right? I thought that was good. But they did the thing. I don't like that, right? Where what it looks like, right, where the crony comes up and like smashes the quote unquote good guy with the camera, or does something that illegal, but like the ref doesn't see, so it slides anyway. And I get that it's to be like, oh, they're the bad guys, right? But I don't like that writing choice, because I feel, and like I'll say this over and over and over and over and over again, I feel like that undermines the talent and the physical abilities of the person in the ring. And I just, again, like, not a fan of that choice. I get it. Logically, fine. Okay, sure. But I don't like it.
Yep. I mean, I agree. Having watched wrestling for so long, that's very stereotypical heel move to do. However, it is. I've been finding, especially nowadays that I've picked wrestling back up. The heel manager or assistant can be on the outside of the ring and casting interference or casting distraction, like you were saying, and that makes it entertaining. But
it does.
Yeah, but when they do something that causes the heel to win, that's just very, especially in a match like this, because Luchasaurus and Wardlow were so well matched up against each other. They're both big.
I will agree. I will agree with that. I think they were a good match. Yeah.
They're both big. They're both athletic. So I would have rather seen Luchasaurus win by his own merits as well. So
yeah.
However, I do feel that there might be this might be a little bit of a setup with Christian, because if you saw the way that, so Christian was the dude that was on the outside of the ring, and if you saw when Luchasaurus won the match, Christian was the one that took the belt.
And sat on top of his shoulders and held it up.
Yeah, and then he didn't give it to Luchasaurus. So it'll be interesting to see if they, it'll be interesting to see if they build some sort of story where then there's going to be animosity between the two. So, because unfortunately to say, that's also a textbook heel story thing.
I don't know, but I feel like that has the potential to be exciting to see.
Yep, no doubt. So then after that match was the Powerhouse Hobbs spot. Very meh, very blah. I do wish that they had given Powerhouse Hobbs a match, but because he's not really, him and the QTV shtick they have going on, I don't find
I'll be honest, like, I totally forgot that was even part of tonight's show.
Yeah.
I was there, I watched it, but completely forgettable.
Yeah. yeah, I feel that was time that could have been spent on an actual match. So
Either an actual match or actually like doing some more build up for what was,
yeah,
supposed to be the grand finale.
yeah, yep, yep. So yeah, so that was that very, 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 very meh spot. And then after that was the Buddy Matthews of the House of Black versus Andrade El Idolo. Or Idolo, I'm sorry.
Idolo, yeah.
Idolo. The winner
This was
was.
fun.
It
This was
was.
a fun
It
match.
was a cool match. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
cool match. You had Andrade with his shoulder getting worked on, and then you had Buddy Matthews with his knee getting worked on.
Right, they both had old injuries that
Yep.
were exacerbated by this fight. I did, one of the times I watched AEW like a month ago or so, I did get the pleasure of seeing the Black House.
The House of Black, yeah.
House of Black.
The Black House, yes.
The Black House, right? And I love their shtick. It's so much fun. It's the theatrics are incredible. The way they lean into it all. So I was really excited to see
Yep.
this guy solo, right? Because the last time he's part of a trio. Um, and then Andrade El Idolo, like he had, like his entrance was fantastic. Watching him was just so captivating, right? He's so acrobatic, he's so athletic. He's able to do like these like back handsprings and then throw somebody. Like it's really incredible. There were some really, really cool moves that he was pulling, and I found that to be incredibly entertaining.
Yeah, and Andrade did get the win via submission with the figure four leg lock. However, Alice, if you want to,
Oh, please, can I
go
take
ahead.
this
Yep,
one?
go ahead.
Right. So after the win by submission, um, they're talking, and Andrade is standing there, hand outstretched, sort of in like a motion of good faith, right? And what's his name? Buddy.
Buddy. Mm-hmm.
So Buddy, leans like he's like walking forward slowly. I mean, he has knee injury, but I'm sure even slower for like
Yeah.
dramatic effect,
Yep.
right? And they're almost in the center of the ring, the two of them, and then blackout, lights go out. Oh my God, what's going on? Ah! So exciting! At first, I remember I was like, "Did our TV go out? Like what?" No, it's a blackout, right? And then the lights come up, and Andrade is still in the middle, but now all of the House of Black is on the ring, right? So we've got all three of them. They've surrounded Andrade, right? And they don't like really like beat him up, but they're kind of just like, I think they all take a turn just being like, like scaring him,
Yep.
right? And then you get like a little anxious. So you're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And then another blackout.
Yeah.
Like the theatrics, really, because the last time I saw them, they won, and I loved the comparison, right, between like the way they are when they win versus the way they are when they lose,
Yeah.
and that again, the theatrics, the storytelling, the blackouts, it was so dramatic, and it was so much fun to see. So yeah, but this was my second favorite match of the night. But the end was really fantastic. I really loved that.
It was really good. And I'm always, from a technical standpoint, I'm always impressed when they do that thing of shutting the stadium lights off and then turning them back on, because anyone that's ever done any sort of like theater lighting or stadium lighting knows that it is not easy to turn stadium lights on and off like that. So,
No.
that's a little added extra dramatas, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really cool. That was really
Very effective.
Yep.
Very cool. Would love to see more of that.
cool. Yep,
Very fun.
totally. And then the next match, we went right into our next match, which was Nice or Nisi. What did you call him when we were watching it?
Oh, I called them golden spats.
Yeah, because he had the golden spats. So we're gonna call him golden spats here.
Yeah, golden spats.
So
Um,
we had golden spats who initially came out, and apparently he's like a trainer, a physical trainer or something like that, and
don't care.
he was working the crowd over,
Boo.
Yeah. Yep, and he did a great job.
Immediately hated him. He did a great job making me hate him.
Yep.
Immediately, I was like, someone come out here and beat him up because I cannot stand him anymore.
Yep, and sure as hell, Miro comes out and beats him up.
How satisfying. How satisfying. I was like, punch him in the mouth!
Yes. And he did.
And he did.
Awesome. So yeah, and Miro won by submission. It wasn't a squash match. So a squash match is when you get a wrestler, they come out and they win really quickly.
No,
kind of like Brock Lesnar. I think one of the matches that we watched with Brock Lesnar, he did that. But yeah, so this wasn't a squash match. But Miro was very much in control the entire match.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
yeah, I did love a number of his moves where he literally caught Golden Spats and turned it around, like tossed him over his head and flipped him over, but yes, he came in to the ring with an objective. He was in control the entire time. There was none of this back and forth, but still, because of how immediately irritating Golden Spats was, it was so satisfying just to see someone come in and beat the crap out of him. Like it really, that was very satisfying. Sometimes that doesn't work, right? Sometimes, sometimes you need to like trade power in the ring to keep a match entertaining. That was not necessary for this match. I thought even Miro,
mm-hmm.
the Redeemer guy,
yep.
He came out with like a saint on his shirt or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He was very clearly in control the entire time. Whereas the first match of the night, the one between the Luchador and other guy, the power shifted.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
But in this match, very clearly, Miro had the power the whole time. He had control.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it worked. It worked really well. And this was my favorite match of the night. I was fully engaged, fully cared about what was happening, was in this. Loved it.
Yeah, it was really entertaining, and I was actually very surprised at how athletic Miro was, because he did do some moves that for a guy as big as he was, you really don't see big guys doing moves, athletic moves like Miro did. But yeah, he was. It was really entertaining. Yeah. Dug it.
Very powerful, very captivating.
Yep. And it was the perfect length.
Yes, I agree.
Yep. They didn't drag it on, so that was nice. So then this brought us immediately into our next match, which was the Outcasts, or the remnants of the Outcasts, because I think one of them's out on injury right now. So you had Ruby Soho and Toni Storm versus Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue. This actually was the match that I was actually most hyped to see leading up to Collision. Because I really like Willow Nightingale. I think she sells really well. And then I saw on, what was it, two Fridays ago on Rampage, I saw Sky Blue win the match to so that she could wrestle against Toni Storm in Wednesday Night Dynamite for the Women's Championship. And then in Wednesday Night Dynamite, when Toni Storm and Sky Blue went head to head, Toni Storm won the match, but through chicanery. So I felt that there was a good build up to this match going into it. You had your standard. One of the things I liked is even before the bell rang, they were just brawling.
That's right. Yeah, they kind of came out like guns a-blazing,
Yep.
right? They started fighting and they were wrecking house
Yep.
before the bell even rang. One of the things that I thought was really cool, right? It kind of happened as Blue Sky came out.
Mm-hmm.
She was saying hi to her mom, stuff like that. And what is that team called?
The Outcasts?
The Outcasts,
Yep.
yeah. They came and just like took him out of nowhere and then approached Blue Sky's mom and she smacked the hell out of both of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
Yep.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun,
Yep. That was
really did like that.
Yep. And the winners of the match was Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale, which made me happy to see. Because Sky Blue was tied up by Ruby Soho, and Tony Storm came in and was going to spray paint her in the face. That's the Outcasts trademark thing, I guess you could say, is the spray painting with the green spray paint. But Willow Nightingale came in and stopped that, and Sky Blue did that really cool finisher.
Well, you're missing a really important thing. Right? Because Tony Storm, while she was about to spray paint Blue Sky, because she got hit by Willow, she spray painted her teammate.
Yes. Yep.
Ruby Soho, which I think is one of the largest reasons they ended up losing, which was great. So, in my opinion, this match was a little short. It was good. It was good. I liked it. It was engaging, but I wished it had gone on a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
It felt, I don't know, just felt a little short. Not like unsatisfying, but like I felt like there could have been more to it.
You see, had they cut the Powerhouse Hobbs spot, they could have given that time to this match.
To the match, yeah. And I think that might have been my preference, right? For them to give more of the time to that match.
Yep.
But whatever, the four of them did great with the time that they had. And yes, that finisher for that match, incredible. The way she
Yeah, where she jumped on the back and twirled and ducked and pinned, and it was cool. It
was very cool.
Yeah, I have to. I was talking about this with Mikey the other day, but I am very happy to see the amount of really athletic wrestlers that they have nowadays. Because back in the 80s and early 90s, when I was really watching wrestling, the very athletic wrestlers were few and far in between, and a lot of your matches were like the big men slapping man meat together. That was a lot of the big matches. So
I just don't think that's fun to see.
I mean,
it is, right? Like, it's entertaining watching people beat each other up.
Right, when done well,
right? But the acrobatics, the athletics, the cool moves, that's really what draws me in. That's what I really care about,
Yeah. And I like Ruby Soho and Tony Storm. But Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue seem to have just a really good mix going on, where you had Willow Nightingale was the power, and Sky Blue was the speed.
Right, where it felt like Outcast they were both speed. There wasn't really any heavy hitter there.
I mean, you could say Tony Storm is, but not in the way.
She's kind of in the middle, right? She's not strength as much as Willow is.
Right, exactly. So then that brought us to the main event match, which was Bullet Club Gold versus Bullet Club Gold and Samoa Joe versus FTR and CM Punk. I thought from a wrestling standpoint, I thought it was a good match. I thought there was a lot of good back and forth. Not a lot of chicanery or nonsense, which was nice.
Yeah.
Not a lot of CM Punk though.
No. And I think, in my opinion, that's a little bit of a failure on their part, right? They're like billing this as his big return, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like what? He's in the ring twice?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, or maybe 3 times.
Like,
And the third time
maybe.
he got the pin.
I mean, like, yay, hits his first match back, he got the pin. Hooray, yay, CM Punk. But if it's your first match back, you want to make a big deal, you want to make a big splash, and you want to be in the ring all the time, right? I feel like the other team, the other trio, like they were in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out, right? And the guy with the Beetlejuice on his pants, he was in there a lot, right? You know, but they did such a good job, you know, Samoa Joe and the other two, you know, trading time in the ring. You know, they kept going, like switch. And I think this is one of the issues that I have with, I don't want to say not specifically trio matches, but like tag team matches in general, kind of. When they trap, I get it, right? Like when they trap somebody in the ring and they have that person in the ring for like 5 minutes, that's enough.
Yeah.
Enough. Like, let him tag out. I'm bored. I'm unengaged. I don't care. This is not fun anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And that was my issue with this, the main event. I didn't feel it wasn't engaging for me because they kept trapping people, and I just don't like that writing. You know, and like, again, congratulations to CM Punk for getting the pin, and you know, the announcers doing their job, right, building up this beef between CM Punk and Samoa Joe, and it's so scary, right? Right, and then having Samoa Joe and CM Punk in the ring together, right? And that's a little scary to look at, right? Because when we were talking about like strength versus speed, right, it's very clear that CM Punk is a speed guy.
Yep.
And Samoa Joe is a strength guy. Yep. So they have beef, and they're not really a great combo. Like, it has the potential to be super duper interesting, but you have to write it well.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm wondering if a big portion of CM Punk's mat time or lack of mat time was because his tricep might not be 100%, because from what he was saying, and again,
well, he had a total tear and he's only been out 9 months.
You know, if it's true, if it's not true, you know, because it's wrestling, so sometimes they do embellish things, but like if he did have a full tricep tear where his tricep came off the bone.
Well, they did specify that it was a tendon.
Right, yeah. But, you know, was his tricep, did he have full strength in it? You know?
Right. And we won't know.
Yeah, and we won't know. Hopefully next week, because CM Punk is supposedly going to be exclusively on AEW Collision. So, you know, hopefully we'll see him in like a singles match next week, and you know,
I would like that. I'd like to see more of him. Like, I just didn't like, especially for a return match, I just didn't feel like I saw enough of him. Again, this is my first time seeing him, but like, it wasn't enough for me to be like, wow.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like those tattoos were cool, you know.
Yeah,
It's kind of what I was like, but
yeah.
that's kind of all I got from that one.
Yeah. So I thought it was a good I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a good strong show. If we're gonna do the whole comparison between like WWE SmackDown or WWE Raw, I think that it was on the level of WWE Raw. So you know, it wasn't
In what regard?
in entertainment value.
Okay.
You know, because that's one of the things between AEW and WWE is, you know, people are like, oh well, you know, the WWE shows are more entertaining than the AEW shows. You know, there's more.
I think they have more dramatosis with the
They
stories.
do, yes.
But in terms of the fights entertainment value, I would agree that they're comparable.
Yes, yeah. And you know, this is the first time that AEW has had 3 shows going, because on Wednesday night they have Dynamite, on Friday night they got Rampage, and now they're going to have Collision on Saturday. So I think that their story writing is going to get better, you know, because between 3 shows, now you have a lot more time. And Tony Khan, there was an interview with Tony Khan. He talked about this. Tony Khan is the owner of AEW, and he talked about this, that now that they have 3 shows and in essence 5 hours of TV time, they're able to tell better stories and fill their stories in more, and give more.
Well, that would be great to see.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. So overall, what'd you think?
I want more drama and dark arts from the Black House.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Oh, the
Yeah.
House of Black. I
House of
said it
Black.
again, didn't
Yeah,
I?
no, that's fine.
Uh,
That's fine.
but you know, yeah, like I liked the show overall. But like I dig a drama story, right?
Mhm.
Like, you know, that's part of the reason, like the end of the Idolo fight with Buddy Matthews.
Yes, you got it.
Well, yeah, was so I loved it so much, right? Because that was there,
Yeah.
right? The drama, like I don't even know. They may never fight again, but like the fact that we're establishing that these people like take their losses and their wins very seriously.
Right. Yep.
Like
Yep.
I'm like they're scary, and I want to see them come back. I want to see more of this. This is so like enticing to me. You know, I want some more drama like that. Oh, there was a spot with the bubblegum wrap people.
Oh, how the hell did I forget the Acclaim? Yeah,
Yeah.
the Acclaim came out.
Yeah, and I
And
love that too. Like they're very engaging also. I
yeah,
love that the person who raps when they come out like changes the words for every place that they're at,
yeah,
like makes it relevant to not only the location, but like if they're going to fight somebody, that the person that they're going to fight, like that. I love that, right?
that
And
was
I
fantastic. Yeah,
yeah, and I want more of that,
yeah,
right? More of that kind of writing. So,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's I think it's coming down the pipe. So
That'd be
uh,
cool. I'd be down with that.
yeah. So we'll just have to tune in next Saturday and find out. To AEW Collision, 8 p.m. on TNT, 8 p.m. Eastern, I should say.
Eastern, yeah.
But do you have any final words, Alice? Or
I mean, no, I mean it was like a fine opening. You know, it had its strong points, it had its weak points. But overall, I'm like interested to see where it goes from here. I think there's lots of potential for improvement. But it's a good starting point.
yep,
I
yeah,
was entertained.
ditto.
And that's the goal, right?
Exactly right, exactly. I was entertained. You were entertained, so
Yeah.
they did their job. So,
Yeah.
And with that, we'll wrap this up. So I am Adolfo, the Nerdy Puerto Rican. For more wrestling tidbits, join us here on the Bi-Conics YouTube channel. Make sure you toss us a like and subscribe. We have numerous shows throughout the week. We got the Beat the Clock reviews up as well, plus the hot tag where we do cover wrestling news from all the from the wrestling sphere, if you will. So yeah, and with that, I'm Adolfo the Nerdy Puerto Rican,
And I'm Alice.
and and we will talk to y'all later. Hablamos luego.